Hello children, let's continue with the lesson The Hour of Truth by Percival Wilde. We have understood up to now that John and Eve, the children of Baldwin, they are tempted by the huge amount of money offered by Gresham, and they are trying to justify Gresham's crime, okay? And they are also expecting Baldwin to accept the bribe that is given by Gresham. John, they are going to punish Gresham, aren't they? Baldwin, I'm afraid so. John, what for? Baldwin, misappropriating the funds of the. John interrupted and he said, "Oh, I know that, but what crime has he committed?" Baldwin, that's a crime, John. Eve, but if nobody loses anything by it. Baldwin, it's a crime nevertheless. John, and they are going to punish him for it? Eve, timidly, would it be such an awful thing, father, if you let him off? Baldwin, smiling, I wish I could, Eve, but I am not the judge. No, but you are the only witness against him. Baldwin, non-pulsed. Eve, okay? So the children, Eve and John, are asking him cross questions, okay? So John is asking at first, is Gresham going to be punished? And father said, of course, yes. But what is the crime he had committed? Then Baldwin is telling, of course, misappropriate handling of the public money is a crime. Then again, Eve is telling, but still public is not losing any money. Isn't it? Everybody is going to get back their money. No, not even a cent is going to be missed by the public. Then how come it's a crime? Why should they punish him for that? And then Baldwin is Eve is telling, of course, when he is not going to cheat people, the people are not going to get cheated, then how come it's a crime? Okay, and why should they punish him? He should not be punished like that. When the children are asking, Baldwin is also telling, okay, I also wish that he is not getting punished. Okay, and then but I am not the judge. I am not the person who is going to handle his verdict, isn't it? So how can I go ahead to tell that he is not a criminal or he will not be punished? How will I tell that? Okay, that is what Baldwin was telling. And then Eve was telling, but you are the only witness against him, Dad. If you say whatever Gresham had asked for, he could be saved, isn't it? Like that, she is telling. Okay, Baldwin is looking at Eve and then he is telling Eve. Let's understand better. John says that he is named after Baldwin's friend Gresham. He will be put in shame for bearing the name of the criminal. Okay, so John is convincing his father in some other way too. He is telling, Father, you named me as John Gresham after the name of Gresham. Okay, so it is like after the name means in the interest of the friendship or in the interest of the relationship with a person, after that person somebody is named means following that person, keeping that person in mind. That is the meaning. Okay, so John is like trapping his father, stating that you had also named me against after him. Okay, and why don't you save him? Like that he is asking. John, she is right, Governor. Baldwin, you too, John? John, it's going to be nasty mess if they put John Gresham in jail with your own son named after him. It's going to be pleasant for me, John Gresham. Baldwin. Okay, so what happened? She is right. Who is right? Eve is right. That is how John is telling, and father is amazed. How come children just like that immediately they changed their mind? What changed their mind? Like that he is wondering. That time John is also telling, you have named me after Gresham, and I will feel bad, and I will feel that I am ashamed. Okay, I am ashamed just because I am holding the name Gresham. Martha, after a pause. Robert, I'm not sure I understood what you said before. What did Mr. Gresham want you to do for him? Get him off tomorrow. Okay, Martha, after so long time listening to all this conversation, Martha is asking Robert. Okay, Martha is addressing Baldwin as Robert. Robert, I just want to understand. I understood what all you spoke, but I just want to understand one more thing in a specific manner. Tell me, what does Gresham want from you? Balvin is telling, get him off tomorrow. He wants me to help him tomorrow in the court. Okay, that is what it is. And Martha is telling, you could do that. Balvin, yes. Martha, how? Balvin, by answering, I don't remember when they asked me the dangerous questions. Martha, oh, and do you remember? Balvin, yes, nearly everything. John, no matter what they ask you, Balvin, I can always refresh my memory, you see, I have notes. John, but without those notes, you wouldn't remember. Balvin, what do you mean, John? John, as a matter of fact, you will have to rely on your notes nearly altogether, won't you? Balvin, everybody else does the same thing. John, then it won't be far from the truth if you say, I don't remember. Martha, I don't see that Mr. Gresham is asking so much of you. Balvin, Martha, so now they are discussing. Okay, Martha is also asking, what is that Gresham wants you to do? Balvin is telling, where Gresham wants me to just tell these words, I don't remember, when the court is asking me dangerous questions. Then John is asking, then that is not, do you remember everything? Like that he is asking. He is telling, I can always, Balvin is telling, I can always recollect my memory when I have the notes for it. Okay. So John is again asking him, twisting him. So without notes, you don't remember anything, isn't it? And Balvin is telling more or less, like 75% I'll remember, might be 25% I have to look into the notes, like that. And Martha is interrupting now and she is telling, okay, in that case, I don't think Mr. Gresham is expecting so much from you. Means what? Martha is also supporting. Martha is also supporting the view of the children. Gresham is not expecting so much from you. He is just asking you to tell that you don't remember. Then Balvin is now confused. He is amused by the change, the sudden change in the children and his wife. Okay, Martha, Robert, I am as honorable as you are. Balvin, that goes without saying, Martha. Martha, it doesn't seem right to me to send an old friend to jail. Robert, I have been thinking, the day John was baptized, when Mr. Gresham stood sponsor for him, how proud we were. And when we came home from the church, you said, do you remember what you said, Robert? Okay, so now Martha is kindling the old memories, okay, and she is also stating a fact. Robert, I am also honorable as you are. Means what? I am also true to myself. I am also true to my conscience. I am also an honest person like you. Robert is accepting. Yes, of course you are. And Martha is now telling, okay, in that case, I will not let my old friend go to jail. Okay, so when we baptized John, when they named John, when they gave that naming ceremony in the church, when they baptized John and they named John after Gresham, they felt very proud, it seems. And Robert, after coming to whom? Who is Robert? Balvin. Balvin is addressed as the governor by John, his son. Robert by his wife Martha. Okay, father by his daughter Eve. Okay, and he is also Balvin. Balvin is his actual name. Got it? So he is telling, she is telling, Martha is asking Robert, do you remember what was the, you said something after coming back from church. Do you remember that? Balvin, no, what was it? Martha, you said, Martha, may our son always live up to the name which we had given him. Do you remember that? Okay, so Martha is now kindling his memory. She is telling him, do you remember after coming from church you told me that let our son live according to his name. Okay, means what? Gresham is a very nice person. So according to his opinion, Robert's opinion, just because Gresham is a very good person, very good friend, he had named John after him, and he hoped that John will also live a life up to the name of Gresham, like the person who will be a good friend, who will be a very good person, like Gresham. That is what is the expectation of Baldwin when he named his son after Gresham. Got it? Let's understand better. Martha, Baldwin's wife, feels that Baldwin is betraying his dear friend Gresham and thereby causing embarrassment to John. Okay, so Martha is also building in that conversation to state that if Baldwin is not going to tell that I don't remember word in the court, then he is also bringing shame to his son who is named after Gresham. So Martha is also pressurizing Baldwin. Baldwin, yes, dimly. Means what? He is remembering those words dimly. John, ha, only dimly, Governor? Baldwin, what do you mean, John? Martha, giving John no opportunity to answer. It would be sad, very sad, if the name John Gresham, our son's name, should come to grief through you, Robert. Baldwin, Martha, are you telling me to accept the bribe money that John Gresham offers me? Okay, so John is telling, oh, only dimly is it like that? He is sarcastically asking his father. Looking at his reaction, Martha interrupted, and then she started talking to him. See, because of you, okay, because of a father, the son's name is getting shame. That is not acceptable, and that's very sad. Like that, Martha is blaming Robert here, okay, blaming Baldwin here. So Baldwin is now understanding the intention of the wife, the son, and the daughter, okay, and now he is asking the question. So are you telling me that I should accept the bribe money offered by Gresham? Is that so? That question he is asking only now, because only now Baldwin is understanding the intention of the family members. Why do you call it a bribe money, father? Eve. Baldwin bitterly, why indeed? Gresham had a prettier name for it. He said that he had underpaid me all these years. You know, I was getting only $60 a week when the crash came. John, yes. Baldwin, he said 100,000 represented the difference between what he had paid me and what I had actually been worth to him. Okay, so when he is asking the question, are you asking me to accept the bribe money? Then Eve interrupted. Eve was telling, Father, why do you see it as a bribe money? Oh, okay. As Gresham had named it, Gresham had already told him that this is not a bribe money. This is the money that I had to give you. Like, you are worth a lot. You have worked a lot for me. For your working, I should have paid you more, but I paid you only $60 a week. So, this $100,000 will compensate the lack of money what I have paid you. Like that he is telling. Okay, means what? He is compensating the money. He is not bribing him. Like that, Gresham had named that money. Okay. Martha, that's no less than true, Robert. You have worked for him very faithfully. Okay, so Martha is also accepting that name. Okay, of course, you had worked very faithfully, and that is not the money paid to you is not worth it. Baldwin, he said that if he had paid me what he should have, I would have put by more than 100,000 by now. Okay, so that is what he said. If I had paid you what you are worth of, then you could have got more than 100,000 in your hand now. So I am giving you 100,000 in compensation of that, and I am not bribing you. Like that, Gresham had tried to convince Baldwin. John, that's so, isn't it, Dad? Baldwin, who knows? I never asked him to raise my salary. When he raised it, it was of his own accord. There is a pause. He looks around. Well, what do you think of it, Eve? Okay, so that is how it is, right, Dad? That $100,000 is for you, and it is your own hard-earned money, which he did not pay. Okay, like that, John is also justifying Gresham's words. But Baldwin is telling, might be, I have never asked him to pay me more. Okay, whenever he raised my salary, it is up to his accord. Means he himself did it, okay, on his own thoughts. I have never asked him for more money. Like that, Baldwin is telling. And what do you think of it, Eve? He is asking for opinion of Eve. Eve, if you go on to stand tomorrow, okay, so Eve is telling hesitantly, if you go on to stand tomorrow, okay, so it's like Eve is not wanting his father to go to stand there in the court and tell that Gresham is the criminal. Eve doesn't want him to do that, okay. Let's understand better. Martha also justifies Gresham's act of offering Baldwin money, stating that it is a compensation of his low salary. She starts coercing Baldwin to accept the bribe. Coercing means convincing. Okay, so Martha is also convincing him to accept the bribe. Baldwin, yes. Eve, and they put John Gresham in jail. What will people say? Baldwin, they will say I have done my duty, Eve, no more and no less. Will they? Eve is asking. Baldwin, why? What should they say? Eve, I don't think so, of course, but other people might say that you have turned a traitor to your best friend. Baldwin, you don't mean that, Eve. Okay, so Eve is emotionally tackling her father. Okay, Eve is now telling, okay, father, if at all you go to the court and tell that Mr. Gresham is the criminal, okay, so when you say that Mr. Gresham is a criminal, and when you say when you witness against him, okay, what will people in the world speak about you? What will the people whom you know will speak about you? Baldwin said, they will speak that I have done my duty. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing else they can speak. They will speak like this only. Then Eve said, will they? Will they actually speak that you have done your duty, father? Okay. And she is also continuing. I don't think so. They will tell that you have been a traitor to your best friend. Means what? You have whipped the hand of your best friend. You have cheated your best friend. Like that only they will say. Baldwin is emotionally attacked, and he is asking Eve, do you really mean your words? Like that he is asking. Eve, when they find out that they haven't lost any money, when John Gresham tells them that he will pay back every cent, then they won't want him to go to jail. They will feel sorry for him. Okay, so Eve is now attacking the father, saying that, of course, when John Gresham is telling to the people that he will pay even every cent of the money of theirs, people will definitely will not want Gresham to go to the jail. Okay, and they will feel sorry for him only. Baldwin, yes, I believe that. I hope so. John, and they won't feel too kindly disposed towards a man who helps him to put in jail. Martha, they'll say you went back onto the old friend, Robert. Okay, so John is now interrupting and saying that they will also feel that the man who disposed him to jail is a bad person. Okay, and Martha is saying, of course, they will say that you have betrayed your old friend. John, when you pull out your notes in the court to be sure of sending him to jail, he breaks off a snort, and Mr. Gresham hasn't done anything really wrong. Okay, so John is telling, when you pull out your notes and recollect your memory and tell a witness against Gresham, then he will be sent to jail. Eve is telling, and Mr. Gresham has really not done anything wrong. Okay, John, it's technically, that is what it is. Nobody loses a cent. Nobody wants to see him punished. Except you, father. John, yes, you are willing to jail the man after whom you named your son. Martha, I believe in being merciful. Robert. Baldwin, merciful? Okay, so the whole family is telling him, you are the only one who is expecting Gresham to go to the jail. No other people in this town or in the society will accept him to go to the jail, because people are going to get their money back. Okay, and you will be blamed for that, and you will be the only reason for that. Like that, emotional blackmailing is happening inside the family. Okay, and Martha is also telling, be merciful. Baldwin is asking, merciful? Martha, Mr. Gresham has always been very good to you. There is another pause. Curiously enough, they do not seem to be able to meet each other's eye. Well, what are you doing to do now, Robert? Okay, going to do now, Robert. So Mr. Gresham was always good to you. Okay, now when Martha is telling all these things, she is unable to look into the eyes of Mr. Gresham. Sorry, Mr. Baldwin. Okay, so she is turning aside and she is telling, okay, when he was very much good to you all this time, what are you going to do? Like that, she is questioning her husband. Baldwin, what do you mean, Martha? You have been out of work since the bank closed. Baldwin, shrugging his shoulders. Oh, I'll find a position. Okay, so Baldwin is now out of the bank. He is not having a job now. Okay, and that is what is pointed out by Martha. Martha is telling, you are now out of a job. You don't have a job. Okay, like that she is telling. Let's understand better. John accuses Baldwin of betraying his dear friend Gresham. He adds that Baldwin will not get an employment anywhere as he will be considered a traitor. Okay, that is what is the accusation kept by the family, not only John, by the family, complete family on Baldwin. So, if he is going to witness against Gresham, then people will treat him as a traitor, the person who betrayed his old friend. Okay, and since he doesn't have job now, no other bank will provide him job because he has got the name as a traitor. Martha, shaking her head, at your age, it's a man that counts. Okay. Martha, yes, you said that a month ago. John, I heard from Donovan. Okay. So Martha is telling, at your age will you get another position? Okay, Baldwin is telling, it's a man that counts. The person, what is the talent I have, that counts a lot. Martha, you have been telling this for a month. For a month time you have been telling that you will get a position, but you never got. John, I heard from Donovan. Okay, so now he is again bringing up what Donovan had discussed with him. Baldwin, quickly. What did you hear? John, he has gone to the Third National, Yes, he is helping with the reorganization. John, they wouldn't take you on there? Baldwin, their staff was full. They couldn't very well offer me a position as a clerk. That's what they told you, Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall said he wouldn't employ a man who was just as guilty as John Gresham. But I'm not. Who knows it? Everybody will tomorrow. Will they believe you? Or will they think you are trying to save your own skin? Baldwin, I found out only a day before the smash. Who will believe that? Then they will have to. Okay, so there is a conversation. Donovan said, I heard from Donovan. Who said? John said. Then what did you hear? Baldwin asked. John said he had joined with Third National. Okay, Mr. Marshall is running that reorganization by the name Third National. Donovan had joined there. Okay, and the family is asking Baldwin, why didn't you get a position there? Because they did not have a clerk position vacancy. That is why I did not get a position there. That is the answer of Baldwin. But what John is telling, that is what Mr. Marshall had told you. But Mr. Marshall did not give you a position because he is believing that you are also involved in the crime what Gresham had done. Baldwin is now telling, no, I did not do that. But who will believe it? Who will understand your position? Who is going to come deep into your conversation and going to understand it? Everybody will think that you are a traitor or you are a cheater. Only that is going to happen. Like that the conversation argument is going. John, how will you make them? I'm afraid you will find against you wherever you go, Governor. You are testifying against John Gresham won't make things any better. If you ever get another job, it will be with him. Okay, so John is threatening his father now. Okay, if you go ahead to witness against John Gresham, you will be your enemy wherever you go in search of a job. Okay, so it's better you don't do that and go ahead to work with John Gresham again. Okay, this is a startling idea to Baldwin, who shows a surprised. If Gresham doesn't go to jail, he'll start a new business again, won't he? And he can't offer you anything less than a partnership. Okay, a partnership. So John is now telling him, Gresham, if Gresham is not going to jail, he will come out, he'll start a business again. And just because you have saved him, he will offer you a partnership. Okay, Balwin is surprised. John, with the meaning, with 100,000 capital, you could put in the business, Dad. Okay, Balwin, John looks appealingly from one face to another. They are averted then. You want me to take this money? There's no answer. Say yes, one of you. Still no answer or no, a long pass. I couldn't go into the partnership with Gresham. Okay, so Balwin is now understanding John's intention too. He is understanding the family's intention. So you people want me to take up the money, isn't it? Say yes if it is so. And they are unable to answer Balwin. Okay, and he is telling, I cannot take that money. I cannot get into the partnership with Gresham. Martha promptly, why not? Balwin, people wouldn't trust me. John, then they could. Then you could go into a business with someone else, Dad. 100,000 is a lot of money. Balwin walks into the window, looks out. God knows, I never thought this day would come. I know, no matter how you try to excuse it, I know that if I take this money, I do a dishonorable thing. And you know it. You, all of you, come admit it. So Balwin is quite shocked about the family's behavior, and he is asking the family, won't you think I'll be dishonored if I accept the money? Okay, won't you think I'm doing a wrong thing if I am accepting this money? Okay, please people, just come on, admit it that it is dishonorable act to accept the money. Like that he is arguing. John resolutely, nobody will ever hear of it. Okay, so what is John telling? Nobody will know that you are getting $100,000 for saving Gresham. Except for Gresham and the family members, nobody is going to know it. Then why are you worried about it? Like that, John is asking. Balwin is telling, but amongst ourselves, John, whatever we are to the world, let us be honest with each other and four of us. Well, his glance travels from John to Eve, whose head is bowed, from her to his wife, who is apparently busy with her knitting. He raises Martha's head, looks into her eyes. He shudders. Shams, liars, hypocrites, thieves, and I know better than any of you. We have seen our souls naked and they sting to Almighty Heaven. Well, why don't you answer me? Okay, so John is telling, nobody is going to know that you are going to get the money. Okay, and now Balwin is telling, okay, nobody will know that. But how about us, the family members? Okay, my son, my daughter, my wife. Don't you think it is dishonorable thing? That's a dishonesty to accept the money. Why don't you answer me now? Like that, he is looking at John, Eve, and Martha. Martha is not ready to look at his face at all. She is not even lifting her head. Okay, so he lifted Martha's head and he is asking her the question. Okay, I will know less than the thieves and murderers and all those others who are committing the mistakes. Okay, so I will be treated as them. Why don't you say some reason? Okay, and all your souls are have come out now. Just because of money you have gone into some other person. Okay, that like that he is telling Balwin. Let's us understand it better. Balwin grows ashamed for greed of his family. John has the courage to look at him straight in his eye. He compels Balwin to accept the money offered by Gresham. Okay, so Balwin is now ashamed. Why my family has got this greed for the money? Okay, they are losing their honesty for the sake of money. He is ashamed of it. And John, in spite of telling him to accept the money, he is having that grit to look at his father's eyes and tell accepting money is not wrong. Martha, feebly, it's not wrong, Robert. Balwin, it's not right. John, facing him steadily, 100,000 is a lot of money, Dad. Balwin, nodding slowly, you can look into my eyes now, my son, can't you? John, without moving, Dad, Why did you refuse? Wasn't it because you were afraid of what we would say? Balwin, yes, John. John, well, nobody will ever know it, Balwin, except for the four of us. Yes, father. Abruptly they separate. Eve weeps in the silence. Martha, being less emotional, blows her nose noisily and fumbles with her knitting. John scowls out of the window, and Balwin, near the fireplace, clenches and unclenches his hands. Someone's coming. Okay, so John is telling, you just denied accepting that money because you thought what will we means the daughter, the son, and the wife, what we will think about you, isn't it? Of course, yes. And then he is telling, then we don't bother about it. Why do you worry about it? Nobody else is going to know about it. Then after this word, everybody was like in a silence. The whole house is in silence. Everybody is in one corner, in one place. Nobody has the guts to look at each other. Okay, so they are bending their head and standing in one places. Okay, let's understand better. Balwin feels ashamed of himself too. Mr. Marshall, the president of Third National and the bank, comes to his house to convey an important news. Okay, so now Balwin is ashamed of himself too because he has raised such a children who are greedy children now. Okay, so for raising such children, he is ashamed now. Okay, by the time this is happening in the house, Mr. Marshall, the Third National Bank's the reorganization, Third National Bank's president, is coming to meet Mr. Balwin to convey important news. Okay, Martha, raising her head, who is it? John, I can't see, with a sudden apprehension. It looks like Mr. Marshall. Balwin, Mr. Marshall? The doorbell rings. He goes to the window, commanding a view of the doorway. Yes, it's Marshall. But it is Marshall. Okay, Martha, the president of Third National? Balwin, yes. What does he want here? Eve, shall I show him in, father? Balwin, yes, yes, by all means. Okay, so now who is visiting the home? Mr. Marshall, the president of Third National. The Third National is a bank's name. Okay, he has come. Let's understand better. Mr. Marshall informs Balwin that Gresham has admitted his guilt, and as he knew that Balwin, being an honest and upright man, would never give a false testimony. Okay, so that is what is the important news that Mr. Marshall is going to convey it to Balwin. Okay, so he is about to tell Balwin that Gresham had accepted his mistake. Gresham has accepted his mistake, knowing that Mr. Balwin, being an honest and upright person, will not help him, even if it is for money. Okay, Martha, crossing to him quickly. Robert, be careful of what you say. You are to go to the stand tomorrow. Balwin, nervously, yes, yes, I look out. Eve re-enters, opening to the door of Marshall. Marshall, coming into the room very buoyantly. Well, well, spending the afternoon indoors? How are you, Mrs. Balwin? He shakes hands cordially. And you, Balwin? Martha, we were just going out. Come, Eve. Okay, so Martha is just alerting Robert. Okay, when Mr. Marshall is asking something, do not let your words out. We don't know what is his purpose. Okay, and he is also accepting it, and both Martha and Eve are greeting Mr. Marshall, and they are about to leave the room. Marshall, oh, you didn't go on my account. You can hear what I have to say. He turns his head to a family. Balwin, if you feel like coming around to the Third National sometime this week, you will find a position waiting for you. Balwin, thunderstruck. Do you mean that, Mr. Marshall? Marshall, smiling, I wouldn't say if I didn't. He continues more seriously. I was in to see Gresham this afternoon. He told me about the offer he had made you, but he knew that no amount of money would make you do something you thought wrong. Balwin, he paid you supreme compliment rather than go to trial with you to testify against him, he confessed. Balwin, sinking into a chair, confessed. Marshall told the whole story. He turns to Martha. I can only say to you what every man will be saying tomorrow. how highly I honor and respect your husband, how sincerely. Okay, so Mr. Marshall is offering a position in his bank to Mr. Balvin. Okay, and Balvin was surprised by it because uh, out of his age, because of his witness that he is about to give about Gresham. The next day, John was keeping on telling that you will be regarded as a traitor, you will be regarded as a person who had betrayed your friend, and all that and this. They were all confusing Balvin all this time. But now Mr. Marshall is offering the job. He was surprised. Okay, and Mr. Marshall is giving the reason for offering the job too. Mr. Marshall is telling, just now I met Gresham, and Gresham told me that he had offered you $100,000 and you had neglected that offer, and he had also told that being an upright and straight person, you will never accept a bribe and you will never be dishonest in your life. For such quality in you, I would like to offer a job, like that he had told. Okay, now he is looking at Martha and John. Okay, they don't have face to look at the father and husband. Okay, so now that's the understanding. Okay, Martha seizing his hand piteously, please, please, can't you see he's crying? Slowly the curtain falls. Okay, what happened? And he is telling, Mr. Marshall is also revealing the truth that Mr. Gresham confessed himself that he had accepted his mistake, and he had told people that he had told everybody that he is the one who had committed the crime. Okay, and he had also narrated the whole story of offering Balvin the money, and Balvin rejected the money and everything. He had confessed it to the court. Okay, that is how his honesty, Balvin's honesty, had got a good position in the Third National Bank. Okay, and in spite of his age, and in spite of his uh, uh, situation. Okay, in spite of everything, he has got a job in Third National Bank, and his honesty won at last. Okay, the family members were wrong. In spite of the family members compelling him to do something, he stood for the honesty, and he stood for true to himself, and that's when he succeeded in his life. This is what is the moral of the story. I get it. How about you? What do you think can be the moral of the story? What do you think is the moral, or the I've always asked you to pick a moral from every story for your life. What is the moral you are picking up for your life? That is what you have to tell me when you're writing your classwork. Okay, and the Unit 3 notes are already uploaded, so I will request you to go ahead to write the notes and submit the classworks on time. Tuesday and Thursday will be your submission days, so go ahead to submit it. Do not skip the live classes. Many students are skipping the live classes, which is not good, because so many concepts, so many things which we are unable to convey it in the YouTube lessons, we will convey it in the live classes. When you miss it, it is going to be difficult for you to catch up with your academics when the school is getting opened. Got it? So do not miss the classes, miss the live classes. Do not miss any of the videos. Learn properly. Do not miss writing the notes. Write all the notes. If you have doubts, you can get your parents' letters, and you can come to the school on Tuesdays and Thursdays to get your doubts clarified. Is it clear? Okay. So children, expecting you to learn better, since the government is not in an idea to cancel your examination. Meet you again. Thank you.